Chapter 7.
What's the deal between us, Edward? Alice noticed Bella's soft inquiry from across the room. Bella was at the piano, observing Edward as he crafted gentle melodies. She seemed to have caught him off guard. Edward froze momentarily, resembling a startled animal. His first reaction appeared to be avoidance, but he toyed with various phrases while continuing to play familiar tunes softly. "Does it even matter?" he envisioned saying with a grin, placing a gentle kiss on Bella's cheek. "To me, you're more than precious. So basically, I'm some divine reward because you're the ultimate good guy?"
Gross. Don't reduce me to that.
That scenario fizzled out. "I love you dearly, Bella. Beyond the stars," Alice observed his second attempt. "Harry sometimes speaks about the moon as if it's alive. He tells me not to worry about you consuming me. Do you suppose he knows your true nature?" Alice cringed internally. "For you, I can transform into whatever you wish," Edward chose to offer. "That's kind of weird, isn't it?" future Bella questioned. "I was always taught by Mum, Dad, and Harry that altering yourself for someone else is the first sign of a problem. Is that why you're asking, Bella? Are you contemplating if we should be more than what we are?" Future Bella blinked curiously. "We're holding hands and sharing kisses. I'm fairly certain this isn't meant platonically. You compose songs and express yourself through music, yet shy away when things get deeper." "I see," Edward spoke out loud. "If it pleases you, we can make it official." Bella's joy was radiant as she began playing an ode to the moon, and Edward skillfully accompanied her. "Yes, Edward. I'd love that." Alice watched Edward move in to kiss Bella on the lips, their tender youth evidently in love for the very first time. "Oh my goodness," Alice remarked, rising. "Edward," she mentally projected to him. "Next time, ensure you ask permission verbally, like any sensible person. Spare me the visuals." She wandered off to find Jasper, eventually leading him into the serene woodland for some fresh air and exploration. Charlie observed Harry and Edward seated at the kitchen table, warmth filling his heart with Bella's announcement of them dating still fresh. The shower was audibly running upstairs. "Because it's spring," Harry narrated the night before, smoothing Charlie's hair post their comforting intimacy. "The season of Ostra symbolizes fertility." "Harry, spare me the fertility talk about my teenage daughter." "Want me to chat with Edward concerning that?" Harry teased. "Charlie would document it if possible. Surely Carlisle and Esme would appreciate witnessing this." "What are your intentions towards Bella?" Harry inquired, and Charlie silently appreciated the privacy of the moment. "To honor and protect her," Edward responded earnestly. Charlie winced slightly. "What's your age, son?" 17. A reminiscent ache of time past struck Charlie, recalling saying such words to Bella's mom once. How many loves before her? "It's only her. Bella's my one and only." "How recently did you turn 17? Harry interjected. Charlie chuckled. Quite the roundabout way of prying birth details, indeed. "Edward, we get your intentions are noble, but pace yourself. Ensuring Bella's happiness comes first. No discussions of matrimony until she's cleared college." Charlie fondly cherished his own past decisions. However, he wanted Bella to have more which aligned with her desires. "Yes, sir." Edward and Harry maintained eye contact from opposite sides of the table as Charlie fetched snacks for his upcoming visit to Billy's. "Forever is quite the commitment," Harry murmured. "Maintain those golden irises, or expect a haunting." Edward looked ashen. "Yes, sir," came his faint reply. At the echo of Bella's descending footsteps, all attentions turned. "I'm set," she declared, visibly vibrant with her slightly wet locks. Charlie adored the spark in her gaze at Edward's presence, reminiscent of devoted young lovers. Observing her strap on hiking boots and wriggle into the yellow parka was almost nostalgic. "Sun's out today," Edward noted, helping her shed the jacket. You'll find the meadow's beauty enchanting, next to yours. He adjusted Bella's cork pendant and led her outside, a content smile gracing his features. You could have gone easy on the kid, Harry, Charlie said, pulling Harry close as they watched Bella drive off. Sometimes instincts hit hard, Harry admitted. Like pursuing the magic amongst trees led me to you. Charlie observed Harry's mysterious intuition often at play, in jewelry making, climbing towering trees, confiding in the Cullens' restraint. They'll manage just fine. Bella's resilient despite her aversion to trekking. I trust today feels particularly right, Harry consoled. Then that's more than enough assurance for me. This seems like a disaster waiting to happen, Harry commented elsewhere. While Esme assisted Harry through his contemplative practices, Alice frequently orchestrated evenings centered around girl time. She'd held numerous in Bella's space since Rosalie preferred looming about. The extent of Esme's supervision included witnessing Harry take a therapeutic bath. Carlisle and Charlie watched TV in peace, oblivious to Bella's previous supernatural disquiet when at home. It's entirely harmless, Alice often countered, likely attuned to Bella's fluctuating heartbeat. But she couldn't shake a deep, supernatural unease encompassing her. Memories of bygone nights pacing by bonfires listening to Billy narrating tales of fabled creatures danced through her mind. Sometimes, Bella pondered if Harry was a distant remnant of those dreamy, childlike myths, dangerous wonders soothed only by cocoa and spice. The prior day, there had been a vote regarding taking Harry to the hospital. Bella was singular in her agreement with Harry that it was an ill-conceived notion. As dawn broke, they journeyed to Port Angeles. Carlisle had leveraged his connections to secure an MRI appointment for Harry, so it felt as appropriate a time as any. When Edward and Alice declared their intention to accompany him, Bella insisted on joining as well. Bella walked through the hospital corridors behind her family, shivering. Recently, she had come across a word, canopsia. It described the eerie ambience of a place, once lively, now devoid of its energy. It reminded her of the vampires, ever silent and serene. Sometimes, Bella mused if Edward would turn her. On some days, she yearned for it, on others, she felt uncertain. The lectures from her mother on the non-existence of forever echoed in her mind, but seeing Charlie and Harry on the couch made her long for an eternity. Edward was torn between distaste for himself and deep longing, but Bella craved the serene simplicity of post-supper games. Despite their individual imperfections, they seamlessly fit together. As a nurse met her glance with a nod, Bella returned the gesture and hurried to reunite with her group. They handled Harry gently, treating him like a skittish creature as they positioned him in a machine that groaned and droned. Bella noticed Harry using the same soothing breaths he had taught her after Jessica's accident, but she could see they failed to calm him. Esme started singing. Harry was left alone in the machinery, his head encased, as it powered up. The microphone transmitted crackling voices. Harry continued his melodious lullaby. "Harry, are you okay?" Carlisle asked steadily, though Alice was already interacting with the controls. "Get him out. We need to get him out now," Alice asserted. Bella pressed herself against the wall, observing the sudden surge of activity. "Harry, love, we're halting the machine," Charlie explained as Esme dashed through the doorway, abandoning her bracelet and ring. The display showing Harry faded away, plunging them into darkness. "Oh, damn." It startled Bella, hearing Carlisle curse. The emergency lights flickered on, their harsh buzz as loud as her heartbeat. She found Edward's gaze just as the lights extinguished once more. She heard Charlie's strained sound. "Carlisle." Edward's voice was thick with emotion. "Operating room 2. Perhaps you could." "I'll restore the power," Alice declared, departure swift. Charlie?" Bella called out. Everyone was rattled, but no one seemed shocked by Harry's influence. In the dimness, Edward used his phone to illuminate their surroundings. Bella clutched her father's hand tightly. She wondered whether Harry's influence resembled a vampire's gift. Navigating the darkened corridors of the small hospital felt strange. Eventually, they found Esme and Harry on the rooftop, legs dangling over the edge. Charlie appeared lost, standing beside Bella with tears brimming. A streetlight below cast a golden hue against the flashing blue. Nearby engines roared to life, and the hospital lights reawakened. Observing the crowd outside trickle back in, she noticed Harry whispering apologies, eyes turned toward the moon. Charlie gripped Bella's hand tighter and approached Harry. Bella watched as her father laid a comforting arm around Harry, steering him from the brink. "I forgive you," he uttered simply. "Let's go home." Gazing at Edward, Bella felt an intense desire consume her, longing for a love as simple and profound as that. On the slow journey back, Edward spoke. "We're unsure what affected Harry. Esme has helped him gain more control over whatever it is. His muscle memory remains, though his narrative memory doesn't. When Alice foresaw no danger tonight, we assumed it was clear. Carlisle and Charlie were hopeful this would finally yield answers on aiding him." The newspaper was delayed that morning, its headline misprinted twice. Olympic Memorial endures unusual power outage at 4:15 a.m. 3 lives lost. 2 pulled from comas. Surgery patient rescued by Dr. Carlisle Cullen of Forks. The incident was left unspoken, yet the paper lingered on the mantel for weeks. Watching Harry shuffle around dressed in black, Bella questioned how anyone believed that machine would aid him. Charlie struggled with articulation. He longed to say, "I love you," to assure, "It's going to be okay." Carlisle mentioned that the MRI's magnets dislodged something in Harry's mind, as if it were beneficial that Harry couldn't slumber without nightmares. He was called Voldemort, Harry would say when Charlie roused him. Touching him turned his skin to ash. His touch felt like venom. He commanded me to die for others to live, and I went to him. Fragments of a world laden with death, war, and magic. Harry claimed to forget them come morning, but Charlie doubted. Sometimes, Harry flinched from unseen entities, clutching that stick concealed in his pocket, a wand he carried like a pouch. When Charlie inquired about their safety or proposed a move to Australia, Harry assured him, smiling, that his friend's parents had sanctuary there. "I don't understand," Charlie remarked, gathering with the others around a partially eaten lasagna. "This indicates progress. Harry's mind is recovering," Carlisle reassured. Charlie squeezed Harry's hand. "Harry, you've stopped stepping outside. You're neither working nor eating, and only speak to me at midnight. I'm worried. Billy shares my concern. Rudy does too." "Magic sways through the trees," Harry murmured, his gaze fixed on the window. "It will protect us." Esme lightly touched Harry's hand and rose. "How about I run a warm bath for you?" This fanfiction is now available on Fanfiction.net. Kindly consider supporting me by taking a moment to follow or favorite my works.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this chapter, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with more audiobooks. Happy listening!